speaking your truth. I mean, it could be pretty scary, right?
Yeah, it can be.
But imagine if everyone just like embraced their voice and expressed themselves, courageously. That's what we're diving into today, actually.
Okay.
Practical strategies for overcoming that fear
I like it.
and finding your voice.
It's something I think a lot of us struggle with.
Yeah, absolutely.
We silence ourselves. We're afraid of being judged or rejected.
Yeah.
But your voice matters. It carries your unique perspective and experiences and values.
It really does.
And the world needs to hear it.
So, okay, why do we get so scared to speak up?
Well, it's deeply rooted, I think, in our need to belong. As social creatures, we've evolved to fear rejection.
Right.
So it triggers this primal anxiety, like a feeling of vulnerability that makes us want to just shrink back and stay silent.
So it's like our brains are still stuck in like caveman times, right?
Yeah.
Thinking, if I speak up, I'm going to get banished from the tribe.
Exactly. But we're not living in caves anymore.
Right.
Our survival doesn't depend on us agreeing with everyone around us.
True.
We need to update our thinking.
Okay.
Reframing discomfort is essential.
Reframing discomfort.
As a catalyst for growth.
Ooh, I like that. So instead of seeing discomfort as like a danger sign,
right,
we can view it as like evidence that we're pushing past our comfort zones.
Yeah, you're expanding your capacity for courage.
Okay, but how do we actually like manage those fears in the moment when anxiety is just about to take over?
Mindfulness and self-compassion.
Okay.
Those are your allies.
All right.
When fear arises, notice the physical sensations and the thoughts without judgment. Just observe them. Like you're a curious observer. You're not getting swept away by the drama.
Right.
Deep breathing can help. Meditation.
Yeah.
Create space around those feelings.
It's like creating a buffer zone almost between our emotions and our reactions.
That's a great way to put it.
So we can respond with more intention.
Right.
And less reactivity.
Yeah.
Okay, and self-compassion.
Self-compassion is about extending the same kindness to ourselves that we would to a friend. It's, acknowledging that it's okay to feel fear. It's okay to make mistakes. We're imperfect.
Yeah.
We're all on this journey together.
Powerful concept. Self-compassion.
It is.
Like giving ourselves permission to be human.
Yeah.
All our complexities. Okay, so we're getting better at like managing the fear.
Okay.
How do we translate that into actually expressing ourselves courageously? Where do we begin?
We need to shift our focus inward. Instead of seeking external validation, we need to connect with what truly matters to us, our values.
Okay.
They act as our internal compass, guiding our decisions and actions, and ultimately shaping who we are in the world.
So it's about finding that like inner voice.
Yes.
That sense of purpose that goes beyond what other people expect of us. Our values become the driving force. But what if, like, expressing our values leads to conflict? Especially with loved ones.
Yeah.
People who hold different beliefs.
That's where boundaries become essential.
Okay.
It's not about creating walls.
Yeah.
It's about defining our limits and communicating them clearly and respectfully.
Okay.
It's about honoring our own needs and well-being.
Right.
While still respecting the perspectives of others.
Healthy fences, right?
Yes.
Allow for connection, but also protect our emotional gardens.
That's a great way to look at it.
But setting those boundaries, especially with people you're close to, can be daunting.
It can be, yeah.
What are some like practical tips for those tricky conversations?
Clear and assertive communication is key.
Okay.
But remember, assertive doesn't mean aggressive.
Right.
It's about expressing your needs and feelings honestly and respectfully.
Okay.
While also taking the other person's perspective into account.
So finding that balance between honoring our truth and nurturing the relationship.
Exactly.
That's where good communication skills come in.
Absolutely. Think of it as building a bridge.
Okay.
Active listening is the first step.
Right.
It's about truly hearing and understanding the other person's viewpoint, even if you disagree.
Yeah.
It creates this foundation of empathy and respect, even amidst those differing opinions.
So putting aside our own judgments and biases and really stepping into their shoes, even if their shoes are like a different style than ours.
Exactly. Next, it's crucial to express ourselves from the I perspective.
Okay.
So instead of blaming or accusing, focus on your own feelings and needs.
Okay.
For example, instead of saying, "You never listen to me," try saying, "I feel unheard when I don't get a chance to share my thoughts."
Okay.
Yeah.
So owning our experience
Yes.
and communicating it in a way that invites understanding, not defensiveness.
Exactly.
What if, even with active listening and these I statements, we're still at a standstill?
Yeah.
Like there's just irreconcilable differences.
Even in disagreement, there's often common ground to be found.
Hmm.
Look for those shared values or goals that can serve as a starting point
Okay.
for constructive dialogue.
So even when we disagree on the specifics,
Right.
we can agree on the bigger picture.
Yeah, the underlying principles.
Right.
Or aspirations that you both value.
It's about finding ways to bridge the gap and build understanding, not deepen the divide.
That's it.
Remembering that even in our differences, we're all connected.
We are.
And that's such an important reminder, I think, especially in a world that feels so polarized these days.
It does.
Speaking of connection, let's talk about self-care.
Okay.
Finding our voice, speaking up, it can be really emotionally draining.
It can be.
How can we replenish our energy and avoid burnout?
Self-care is essential.
Okay.
It's not selfish.
Right.
It's about recognizing that we can't pour from an empty cup. When we prioritize our well-being, we're better equipped to show up authentically and engage in the world with courage and compassion.
It's like tending to our inner garden so it can flourish and bear fruit.
Exactly.
So what are some specific practices that we can use to kind of nourish ourselves?
Mindfulness is a powerful tool.
Okay.
Even just a few minutes of mindful breathing can shift our perspective and calm our nervous system.
Yeah.
Nature is another incredible resource.
Okay.
A walk in the park or even just noticing the trees outside your window can do wonders for your mood and energy.
Yeah, it's about connecting with something larger than ourselves.
It is.
Finding that sense of awe and wonder.
Yeah.
Reminds us we're part of something bigger. But life gets so busy.
It does.
And it's so easy to let self-care slip.
It is.
Any tips for fitting it in?
It doesn't have to be elaborate or time-consuming.
Okay.
Small, intentional acts throughout the day can make a big difference. Enjoy a cup of tea in silence.
Right.
Savor a delicious meal. Listen to your favorite music.
Yeah.
These little rituals can be incredibly restorative.
Just giving ourselves permission to slow down.
Exactly.
To simply be,
Yeah.
to reconnect with those simple joys of life.
That's it.
And let's not forget the power of community.
Yes.
Surrounding ourselves with supportive people who understand and encourage us can be incredibly uplifting.
Absolutely. Connection is vital for our well-being.
Yeah.
Spending time with loved ones, joining a group that shares your interests, or even connecting with like-minded people online can provide that sense of belonging and support.
It's about creating that safety net,
Yes.
that circle of trust where we feel seen, heard, and valued.
Exactly.
But even with all these tools,
Yeah.
there will be times when we stumble,
Right.
when fear gets the best of us,
Yeah.
when we face setbacks or criticism.
Can it happen?
How do we build that inner resilience to keep going, to bounce back from adversity?
Resilience is a muscle we can strengthen over time.
Okay.
It's about developing the ability to navigate challenges with grace and emerge from difficult experiences stronger and wiser.
Okay.
Drawing wisdom from Stoic philosophy can be incredibly helpful here.
Stoicism.
Yeah.
That sounds a bit intimidating.
Yeah.
Can you break it down for us?
Sure.
In a way that's relevant to finding our voice.
Certainly one of the core principles of Stoicism is accepting what we can't control.
Okay.
We can't control external events,
Right.
but we can control our reactions to them.
Okay.
So instead of getting caught up in the what ifs and should haves,
Yeah.
we can choose to focus on our own thoughts, actions, and responses.
Shifting our focus from the uncontrollable to the controllable.
Yeah.
Recognizing that our power lies in how we choose to respond
Exactly.
to life's curveballs.
Exactly. And another key principle is focusing on what we can actually do, on taking action aligned with our values. Even small steps taken consistently can lead to significant progress.
So it's about taking that feeling of I need to speak up.
Yeah.
But instead of getting overwhelmed by it,
Right.
identifying one small action you can take.
Yes.
Write a letter. Have a conversation. Start a blog.
That's it.
Anything to move in the direction of expressing our truth.
Exactly. Action is a powerful antidote to fear and self-doubt. And as we take action, we inevitably face challenges and setbacks.
Right.
But remember, setbacks are not failures.
Okay.
They are opportunities for growth and learning.
Reframing those failures as valuable feedback,
Yeah.
stepping stones on our path
That's a great way to put it.
to greater resilience and self-awareness.
Exactly. And as we cultivate resilience, we develop a stronger sense of self-trust.
Okay.
We begin to believe in our ability to navigate challenges, to learn from our mistakes,
Yeah.
and to keep moving forward even when things get tough.
It's like we're building this inner reservoir
Yeah,
of strength and determination
Exactly.
so we can weather those storms and emerge even stronger.
that's it.
We've covered a lot of ground today.
We have.
From understanding our fears to managing them, from connecting with our values to setting boundaries,
Right.
from communicating effectively to cultivating resilience and practicing self-care.
It's a journey.
It's quite a journey.
It is.
If you could offer one final piece of advice, one key takeaway for our listeners,
Yeah.
what would it be?
Remember this, your voice matters. The world needs your unique perspective, your experiences, your insights. Don't be afraid to share them.
Yeah.
Embrace your imperfections, step into your power, and let your voice be heard.
That's a beautiful message to end on.
Thank you.
So to all our listeners out there,
Yeah.
thank you for joining us on this deep dive into finding your voice.
Yes.
We hope you've gained some valuable insights and
We
tools
hope so.
to help you on your journey. Remember, you are not alone.
You're not.
Keep practicing, keep learning, and keep speaking your truth.
Keep speaking your truth.
You know, it's inspiring to think that, like, finding our voice can have an impact on, not just ourselves,
Right.
but on the world around us.
It's true. When we embrace our authentic selves
Yeah.
and express our truth, we kind of give other people permission to do the same. It creates a ripple effect of, courage,
Right.
authenticity, inspiring others to step into their own power.
It's like we're creating a more vibrant
Yeah.
and diverse tapestry of human expression, where each voice adds richness and beauty to the whole.
Exactly. And when more voices are heard,
Yeah.
we create a society that is more inclusive,
Right.
compassionate, and understanding.
So finding our voice it's not just a personal journey.
No,
It's also a social responsibility.
it is.
It's about contributing to a world where everyone feels empowered
Yeah.
to share their unique, gifts
Yeah.
and perspectives.
You remember, finding your voice isn't about achieving perfect eloquence or becoming a flawless orator.
Yeah.
It's about, being willing to show up to speak your truth, even when your voice shakes, to embrace your imperfections and share your story anyway.
Progress, not perfection.
Yes, exactly.
It's about taking those small steps
Right.
day by day,
Yeah.
trusting that the more we practice,
Yeah.
the more confident and courageous we become.
Absolutely. And as you continue on this journey, remember to celebrate your wins, no matter how small.
Yeah.
Acknowledge your courage,
Okay.
honor your efforts,
Yeah.
and be kind to yourself along the way.
Self-compassion, so important.
It is. It's about giving ourselves the same grace and understanding
Right.
that we would offer, a dear friend.
Absolutely. And as you embrace your voice, you'll probably discover that it evolves.
It does.
Your perspective will shift. Your understanding will deepen.
Yeah.
And your voice will mature along with you.
Yeah.
Embrace that evolution.
Embrace it.
It's a lifelong journey
It is.
of growth and discovery.
It is.
And our voices are an integral part of that.
They are.
Well, on that note of embracing growth and letting our voices evolve,
Okay.
I think it's time to wrap up this deep dive.
Okay. Sounds good.
But before we go,
Yes.
we want to leave you with one final thought to ponder.
All right.
What if finding your voice is not just about speaking up, but also about listening deeply,
That's interesting.
listening to yourself, listening to others,
Yeah.
and listening to the whispers of wisdom that surround you?
That's beautiful. That's a beautiful challenge.
To find our voices, we must also cultivate the art of deep listening
Yes.
to ourselves, to others,
Right.
to the world around us.
It's in that space of deep listening that we connect more fully with ourselves,
Yeah.
with others, and with the interconnectedness of all things.
Beautifully said. Well, that brings us to the end of our deep dive into finding your voice. We hope you found it insightful
We did too.
and inspiring. Remember, your voice matters.
It does.
The world needs to hear it.
Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time on The Deep Dive.